And I got a challenge. 3 holes. EIC and the DGW Classic. The Civil War.
I'm in. I accept.
Ha ha ha. Nothing hits harder than an ex-reality TV star and an ex-viral TikToker competing it out on the course.
What is up, and welcome back to the Dance Golf World pod. Man, I feel like it's been a while since we've been here, though it has only been 1 week, but a lot has happened in the week. Isn't that right, Josh?
Yeah, lots happened.
Olympics are over.
Yeah.
Done. I mean, I feel like it takes forever to get here, and when it starts, it feels like it's going on for a while. It's like, what do you get, like 15 or 17 days or something like that? I mean, it feels like almost like a month.
Yeah.
And then
it's
it's
like
done.
3 weeks long or something like that.
Over.
I love it, though. I love the Olympics, man.
Dude, I feel like this was a wild one all the way around. There was just, I don't know, so much. I mean, do we even get into the breakdancing? I don't know. Maybe we'll get into that in a little bit. Don't want to blow our wad here too early, but
yeah, no.
I feel like it's a little bit of a just like that come down phase. You know, feels like just yesterday they were on the pontoon boats whizzing down the canal in France there.
Yeah, I thought it ended this week, not Sunday, this past Sunday. I thought it ended next or this coming up Sunday.
Well, and like I had like push notifications turned on my phone from like the NBC app or whatever, and it was like tune into the closing ceremonies. I was like, what?
Yeah.
We're closing already? What happened?
It's closing time.
Did you see that one dude? He was showing pictures of his bronze medal, completely tarnished. Did you see it? He was a skateboarder. I think he might have been U.S. bronze. He said, you know, when he was awarded the medal, he was still like sweaty from competing. And then he let a bunch of other people try it on. And just days after, the thing looked like an old penny.
Do you know what's cool about that? Their medals this year?
Huh.
So do you know that little square?
Yeah.
Do you know that's a piece of the Eiffel Tower?
Is it really?
Yep. So when they were doing renovations, I don't know when, they did renovations of the Eiffel Tower, and they kept some like scrap. I don't know. Maybe they knew they were having the Olympics.
What kind of like storage warehouse they keep scrap Eiffel Tower?
Yeah. So they put it in the middle, and they embedded it in. It's pretty cool. I think the medals look a lot better than Tokyo's.
Yeah, the only problem is bronze is tarnishing rapidly. Like within 1 week, it looks like a 50-year-old penny.
Really?
Like brown.
Oh.
Yeah. Tough to
that's tough.
Show that thing off when it's not sparkling anymore.
That is tough, man.
It is tough. Dude, everything's tough. Life's tough. Golf is tough.
You've had a long week already.
I have had a little family vacay getaway for a couple days before the school year gets started. And, for those of us on this side of the table that are parents at this point, I saw something on Instagram, and it was like taking a trip with young kids is basically just like parenting in another state. Like that's all it really is. You know, it's not like the old days where you're like, oh, what should we do? We'll go to the bar and hang out and go do some horseback riding or whatever. It's like, no, it is just like, gotta get everybody fed. Where's everybody's clothes? Like, I forgot my stuffed animal. Like, we're having fun.
Where's my iPad?
Where's my iPad? What's funny is, that's the tough thing in life. It's iPads with kids is like the free hall pass. It's like you give them you want like a break, some quiet time, but you give out the iPads. And it's so easy to get trapped in that loop. So on trips, we try not to bring them.
Okay.
I said we try.
You still brought them?
We brought them. However, we were very good this time. They had no clue we brought them, and they never were broken out.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like our security blanket. You know what I mean? Just in case we needed a little like quiet time. But they had so much fun. We all did every day that bedtime came early. It was
I haven't been to. You went to where? Great
Wolf Lodge.
Dude, I haven't been
the big indoor water park.
I haven't been to one of those since I was like 12 or somewhere around there. We only time we stay out there is when we're in Cincinnati.
The old Cincinnati.
Yeah, because
Kings
Island's right there.
Yeah.
Before we stayed at the Kings Island Inn, closed down, and then that's right by the park, literally walking distance. So we would stay there.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, as hard as the trips like that are for the parents. You know, it's like lifelong memories for the kids. And you got to do it.
You remember that one time?
Yeah, exactly. And if you think back to your own childhood, it's like cool moments, trips like that. That's the stuff that stands out, you know? And if parents like me skipped every time they didn't feel like doing all that stuff, I'd be robbing them of so many joyful times.
Oh, yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah. But you came in right to pod.
Dude, straight to pod. Literally, like I got back like 20 minutes ago, dropped all my stuff, like whatever. We got set up. Josh had this whole thing up and running and jamming, had the show printed already. I mean, what would I do without faithful producer Josh here on the show?
I don't know. Plus, then you're leaving tomorrow.
I am headed down to Memphis for week 1 of the Tour Championship here going on, the 3-week championship that goes on. I'm excited. I haven't been to a PGA Tour event since Waste Management.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's been a long time. I feel a little overdue. You know, was going to the majors, a lot of other stuff, Live Golf, but hadn't been to like a PGA Tour event in, 7 months now or something?
Yeah, it's been a minute. I'll tell you something, though. This is a hot take. I feel like just no one cares about these tour playoffs.
You know, here's what I think. I think most people don't even understand how they work.
I didn't until today, be honest with you.
All right, well, let's break it down for those folks at home, because I recently did a little bit more research to understand this a little greater. The FedEx Cup is sort of like the final playoffs of the season for the season closer, which is winning the FedEx Cup, the Tour Championship. Some people try to call it the PGA Tour's major, the 5th major. It's kind of not.
No.
But it is a big deal. I mean, you know, players talk about like, you know, how many FedEx Cups they have, or if they have a FedEx Cup or wanting a FedEx Cup. I know Rory was making a joke. They were like talking about gambling on course, and they're like, oh, can you cover that, Rory? He was like, you do know I have 2 FedEx Cups, like, because the payout is massive. And that's what sets it apart. This year, they've got it up to $25 million if you take the FedEx Cup.
Wow.
So basically, you've got 3 weekends back to back. Going into this weekend, the first weekend of the 3 tournaments, they take the top 70 in points on the FedEx Cup point system throughout the entire year. After this week, going into next week, week 2, they've got the top 50. And the final week, which is the BMW Championship. Okay. Last year, it was over at Olympia Fields. I did a bunch of cool videos for that. I did all of the upgraded suites that you can upgrade your ticket to.
Oh, that was that video.
Yeah, starting at like $140 for the day, and then it progressively went up to the 4th day where it was like a little over $1,000. So I tried all 4 tickets. Super cool video. You can scroll way down on my TikTok and find it on Dan's Golf World. And then the final week is the Tour Championship that's happening down in Atlanta. And it's the final showdown, 30 top guys, and the first place is taking $25 million.
That's a lot of dough.
It's a lot of dough.
It's a lot of dough.
That's wild. I mean, really, if you think about it, I mean, from these guys playing, you know, with the PGA Championship, would it go for like $3.5 million? You know, that's a great payday. Like, no one's upset about that. You even look at like Live Golf, some of their big payouts, they're up around like, you know, the $4 million range. Huge money, big payday. But $25 million is a bag.
That's 8 figures.
It is wild.
And
it's like deep into them. It's not like just over the crack. You know what I mean?
That's full cheek.
That's full cheek. All cupped up. Full cheek. So I'm excited. You know, and the funny thing is, last year when I was at the BMW Championship, even though I'm there all 4 days reporting on all these like upgraded tickets, really had no clue like how this all played into the FedEx Cup. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of people are not up to speed on how the PGA Tour season concludes. And I don't know. I'm going to try and be excited for it.
Oh, it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I thought like they would just play and then that's how you figure out the FedEx Cup points. But after researching today and yesterday, posting articles on the website, which there aren't barely anybody's talking about.
It's pretty quiet out there?
It's pretty quiet, which is ridiculous.
Well, good. Then you can get your updates at DansGolfWorld.com.
But I think it's just so cool that they cut it down every week.
Yeah.
It's almost like I wish they had, you know, they have the tour finals.
Yeah.
Then I wish they had this like tournament of champions where every winner on the PGA Tour that year it'll be either like a bracket style stroke play matchup or just a regular tournament where all the champions, you literally call it the tournament of champions.
Yep.
All the people who won, put them all in the same tournament.
Throw them in a bucket.
And then boom. They should have that at the end of the year too.
I would pay big money for that. Even if it was like the Capital One, like the match, and it was on pay-per-view, like whatever it is, they could completely schedule this thing different because I feel like because you're pulling from the winners of so many different events, and the events are all owned by different organizations. You've got the USGA, you've got the Masters, how they own, Augusta National owns that. You've got the RNA for the Open and whatever. I feel like if they came together and somehow, or even like made it a separate thing, like the Capital One, the match, like however it is, because I'm sure there's going to be some bickering and fighting over like who gets to own it, and so however you got to do it, you guys figured out, you guys, whatever, however the people in the sky make big show production stuff happen. I think it'd be huge.
And you don't even have to make it like it wouldn't be like, it'd be like the Olympics.
Huge question. Does Live Golf get included with their season champion?
No. So what?
No. So you're going to include the PGA Tour season champion, but not the Live Golf season champion.
I'll be honest. I might not even add the major championship. This is straight PGA Tour.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the champions of all the majors.
No, straight PGA
just
Tour.
Just the tour champions.
Just PGA Tour.
Okay. I was a little off there. Let me wrap my head around that for a second. I
could have explained it better, but
okay.
Yeah.
I got all excited. I got all riled up. I just got back from vacation.
I know.
What do you want me to do? I'm still jamming. I'm still lounging by the pool, if you will.
I wish, man.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I'll catch up. Like they say, let me know when you're done dipping in mustard so you can catch up.
Both gross condiments. Hot take.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Gizmo's been quiet. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't need much from him.
Yeah, we might not. We might not.
You just stay.
He looks a little rough today, though.
Stay in your corner.
Looks a little rough.
Wasn't he hitting some eye drops before we pressed the button?
I think so. Dude, did you see? I saw this article online. There's speculation that Phil Mickelson might retire.
I have heard this. And he even made a statement on it, didn't he?
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. Everyone's guy is pretty much like Tiger Woods, right?
Yeah.
My guy is Phil Mickelson.
Lefty.
I'm a lefty.
Yeah.
And I've been a fan of him literally since Tiger, since I knew about golf. Since I came into golf, watching a little bit, playing video games when Tiger had his huge run, but then there was always Phil Mickelson.
There's always Phil.
I'm like...
He's like the dark horse, you know what I mean?
That's my guy.
Yeah. Did you ever see that the round he did where he was trying to break the record of the most thumbs up in one single round? And so he was just hammering them because that's like his thing. Like when someone's like, "Hey, Phil," he always drops like a little thumbs up, So there was some particular tournament somewhere at some point in time, and they kept a counter going of how many times Phil Mickelson did the thumbs up. So he was just hammering them. Like every person he walked by, I don't remember what it was. It was something like 1,200 thumbs ups throughout the course of the round. He doesn't care. Those are the trophies he wants.
You know what I'll say though? I feel like because last year he took second at the Masters.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I feel like if him and Tiger went on one-on-one, I feel like Mickelson's got him.
Well, and the problem is that's been something like legendary of all time. And then they finally did that. The Capital won the match, and it was like Tiger versus Phil. And I don't know. I feel like in big tournament scenarios and settings, these athletes come alive in a different way.
Yeah.
And no matter how much... buddy gambling's on the line, whatever. It's different than when you're playing for whatever the U.S. Open, you name it. And I just felt like watching that, I paid the pay-per-view, I did the whole thing, I was excited. There was just a lack of that energy that you're wanting to see when it comes down to securing another major, like what that means in the history and the legacy of golf. But like a Capital won the match, when it's those two showing down, I don't know, I want that, but apparently that wasn't the format to quench that thirst.
No, they would have to be paired up together on a Sunday.
Yeah.
That would really, really show who is the dog now.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I love Tiger.
How do you not?
But I really think Phil's got his number by a lot now.
Well, it's true. I mean, even just talk about physical preservation, Phil Mickelson has not gone through the calamities with his body over the years that Tiger Woods has. I mean, if we even rewind back before that crazy car accident where, nearly, they were in talks of amputating Tiger Woods' leg. And we recently saw a picture of it come out where he was at a tournament watching his son Charlie play. He didn't have the leg sleeve on, and they showed like the crazy scar and like how his calf muscle's not even like in the right place, and there's like chunks missing and stuff. And you really realize it's unbelievable that he's playing any golf, much less still hanging in there and playing respectable golf at majors. Whereas, I feel like Phil has not had those catastrophes on his body over the years.
No, he seemed like he's been, he was kind of thicker.
Yeah.
On the thicker side, especially in like the 2000s. Now he's thinned up a little bit.
Thinned up, got a tan, a little better haircut.
Went all black.
All black.
And he looks better now, I feel like, than he did like 10, 15 years ago. Even though he's a lot older, but just his body, and it just looks like he's in better shape. But him questioning retiring.
It's wild.
That is so wild to me.
Yeah. And, and he came out and basically said, like, in terms of him being a captain in Live Golf, that if he is holding his team back, if he is not, a top player on that team and becomes a bottom player on the team, he's going to move along, make a spot for somebody else, let somebody else move up into the captaincy, whether they bring somebody new in to run the team and make somebody a big giant offer, or somebody gets brought up from within the organization. Either way, he said he will willingly step aside. What I wonder, though, is he just, training like he trains? Whatever that full amount for Phil Mickelson is, he's just doing that. And if his game depletes while doing that, it is what it is. Or is he saying, yeah, if I slip, my spot's open, but come get me? Like, does he go into like turbo Phil mode and now he's like, foot on the gas to keep himself there?
Man, if it does happen, dude, I swear.
Yeah.
I Liv, it has to do something huge for him.
Yeah.
But I do think that as soon as someone starts falling, that fire in his eyes is going to start to come out.
Yeah.
He won't be able to sit down for long.
And what I also wonder is when that day comes, inevitably, whether it's in 1 year, 5 years, 30 years, who knows when, do we just say goodbye to Phil and we all kind of talk about him like a memory, or does he move right over into like a commentator booth and put on the big headphones with like the microphone thing?
Yeah, that is a good question. But does he just cover Live, or is he covering everything?
Wow.
Will he cover PGA Tour? Will he be allowed to?
I think, to me, my opinion, it would come down to two things. One, if Liv makes such a massive offer because they don't want anybody else to have him. Or two, the evolution of these two tours integrating and becoming sort of one organization, and is all that red tape gone, where he could commentate back and forth or be over here, be over there, and there's less weirdness. But I feel like right now, today, the way things stand and the animosity and all these, the lines have been drawn and all this between Liv and PGA and all that, I feel like it would be pretty wild to see him back over the PGA Tour, sitting at the desk, yucking it up with the guys.
I love watching clips of him like on TikTok. We're not just talking about like strategy.
Yeah.
Like he goes, it says 200 yards, but the wind is saying 250, but your club is saying 205. So you got to club up, club down. It's like,
well, and then he'll get into things like the temperature in the air, which will affect the compression of the ball. And then you're hitting on a long grass, which means the grass is going to get between the face and the ball, which means you're going to have reduced spin. But, and then but the type of grass this is a low moisture grass, or, it's, and then he's talking about like the dew point in the air.
Time
like,
of the day.
Oh my God. It really is wild. Like, you get guys like us who are just trying our best to figure out a decent swing and can play. And it's like, I'm not processing any of that stuff when I stand over and hack the ball out of the rough for the 15th time.
I just try to hit it.
Yeah, just trying to hit the ball. Respectable. Don't top it. I just don't want to top it one more time. Whatever. I hope we don't lose Phil anytime soon.
Yeah, me either, man.
That's all I'm saying.
Women's Olympics, though.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just taking a moment thinking about Phil retiring.
Oh, I know. It's sad.
Do you think they'd have like a, Howard Stern used to do this. Like when he would become #1 radio station in a town, he'd throw a funeral for the other radio station. Like, do you think there'd be one of these like where we send Phil off and it's a whole thing?
They should, man. He deserves his flowers, man.
He does. And so many people hate him.
Greatest lefty of the game, man.
I wonder, the hate for Phil Mickelson, of course, Live Golf cranked it up to a 10.
Yeah.
But there's always been Phil haters. Always. Like long before Live Golf and any of that, like that decision, whole thing.
He was very 50-50.
He was. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of guys that are that, like, polarizing. Okay, like Justin Thomas. Like, some people are like, oh, he's my favorite player. But it's not people like, no, I hate him. No, yeah. I am a not Justin Thomas fan.
The same with DeChambeau. DeChambeau was the same way.
Yeah.
50-50.
There really was. And I feel like, man, did that shift. But he was most definitely in the pile of, like, I do like him or I don't.
Yeah.
Patrick Cantlay, same thing. He's got a 50-50 pile.
Yeah.
Might even be like 60-40.
Same with Wyndham Clark.
Yeah. Yeah, but like Jordan Spieth, everyone loves him. Oh my God, like Jordan, let's go Jordan. He doesn't even have to play good. People just love him.
And do you know what? Okay, so I looked at, since, we already talked about the FedEx Cup, but I looked at the ratings, top 5.
Yeah.
I know why he was in the Olympics, not Wyndham Clark. He was number 5 in the rankings, and number 3 is Rory. So that they probably just gave the highest FedEx Cup.
And it's a shame because the length of time that your world ranking points sort of last and are accounted for keep you in this ranking. And I get it. You can't have, I have one bad week and I dropped 78 spots.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that. But to be in like a very non-productive season and still be like in the top 5 is a little weird to me also.
Yeah. Yeah. It might feel like for him, like, damn, I'm not playing good, but I'm still up there. Like, what's going on here?
And I'm heading to the Olympics to do fine.
He did awful.
I wasn't going to say that.
But the Women Olympics, dude, we were completely wrong again.
We always are. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to start trying to miscall events.
Me too.
Because, for one, it won't doom our actual favorites. And 2, maybe we'll just accidentally be right for once, finally, because still we are just 0 for 1,000 at this point.
Yeah, well, at least the number 2 woman in the world won.
Yeah. Again.
Lydia Ko, or Lydia Ko, however you say it, won the gold medal. No U.S. won.
You're a huge fan, I can tell.
Yeah, no U.S. girls won medals. But the cool part is what she did, though. She broke the record for being the first person to get all 3 colors in the Olympics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. You know, winning bronze, like, that's 12 years, man. And she's not old.
Yeah. You know, when Xander won his Olympic gold medal last go around, he came out to have like a practice round or something like that, and he was using his gold medal as a ball marker.
That's funny.
It's so cocky and so hilarious and beautiful and brilliant. Do you think we'll see anything fun like that with Scotty's gold?
No.
Not a chance?
No, but do you know what would have been cool, though, now I'm thinking about it?
Go on.
If, you know how I said the medals are part of the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
What if they made, for the golfers, they made one, except for the square, it's a circle, and it's a ball.
They can, like, pull it out, and it's a little ball marker?
Ball marker?
Be fun.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. I don't think Scotty's going to be bringing it out.
They didn't think about that.
They didn't.
Big brain moves over here.
To be honest, when you were first explaining that it's a piece of the Eiffel Tower, in my mind, I didn't think renovation. I just thought they just went and, like, took a bunch.
Oh, they just
like a big hole punch, and they're just like taking chips out of it. They're like, well, we need it. It's the Olympics.
And then all of a sudden, it turns into the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah, that'd be not ideal.
Oh, imagine one leg just like is weak.
Did we take a second just to discuss the debacle in the breakdancing, or the breaking, if you will? Which, by the way, week 1 of us discussing Olympics on the pod, I already said that I've got an issue with the fact that there is breaking in the Olympics.
Well, it broke.
It broke, and I take it back. If they would have allowed me to not let that sport into the Olympics, sport said with quotes, we would have missed a very incredible moment from Australia.
Yeah, dude. Ray gun.
Ray gun.
Ray
what
gun,
is
man.
happening?
Dude, that's the typical case of, and I read something online. I don't know if it was true because I only saw it once.
Yeah.
Saying that she only prepared for like half hour or something like that. But
well, here's the thing. I also heard, and again, the internet's wild, and you can hear some stuff that who knows. You get to swiping on any of the apps, but someone was talking about that she started like the National Federation for Breakdancing. Like she was like the leader of this organization. And then that organization is how the competitors were chosen for the country and all that. And what I heard in this video, again, it's all allegedly, maybe it's completely not true. But when I see something on like TikTok, I just instantly believe it 100%. I'm that guy. That she sort of stonewalled like any other competitor to just give herself like the automatic in.
wow.
Yeah, that she kind of like was running the backdoor scene on the whole thing.
You know
and
what
put
I
herself
found out?
there.
You know what I read too? I read that her husband was one of the judges for the qualifiers.
Oh my! Oh, that's like some mafia stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all in the family. You're like,
That's
you got
if
the
it's
whole
true.
thing.
That's if any of it's true.
Yeah, and again, none of it's true, probably.
Probably
But
not.
in my world, it is, and that's way more fun.
I think Gizmo has something.
Oh God!
Oh no. Oh, Gizmo, you good there? He's not speaking. Hold on. We got a technical difficulty over here for
Gizmo.
For Gizmo.
For a walk. What the hell was even that? This is the Olympics. Oh, to the Olympics. You're telling me Australia didn't have anyone else? I need to know how that was all put together. I'll tell you something, though. Raygun, we are around the same age. If you're single, hit me up.
Dude.
Your boy Gizmo.
You tried to get after that? Dude, you're an animal.
Sorry, I may have had a couple of drinks.
Of course.
But we are rolling, baby.
Oh, dude, you were doing so good though, man. You was doing so
I was
good.
doing good until I saw that breakdancing on the TV. I guess I'm back on the bottle.
Oh no.
I blame Raygun.
Oh, blaming Ray gun.
Your momentary sobriety is so flimsy that you see Ray gun on the TV and it's all right out the window.
He was so messed up he muted his mic.
Dude, get it together.
Come on now.
Dude, so you're trying to get after that? Like you want a piece? Like, well, you saw something that got you that jazzed up?
He liked those swim moves on the ground there.
Dude.
But did you see the clip after? I don't know if it was after the Olympics or still like out in Paris. There's a clip of her dancing around a group of people.
I did see this.
And she's going harder than when she did in the Olympics. She was dancing better there than in the Olympics.
You know, maybe she's more of just like a free-spirited competitor. Like her, like whatever routine she had worked out. Maybe she's not like a good writer. You know what I mean?
Maybe not a good choreographer.
That's what it is. Thank you.
Yeah. Dude, it just like, it blows my mind because some of these people were good, dude. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it. I think I only saw her actually. It was
So-
just sad.
the U.S. girl she faced,
Yeah.
there was critics saying she should have went on for a medal. She
Yeah.
didn't get a medal. The guys were pretty solid. There wasn't like one guy who like didn't know what they were doing, like Ray gun.
Yeah.
And some of those guys, like there was one guy from Paris, forgot his name. I think it was like Danny Dan or something. It was Dan something. He was moving. And the funny thing is, dude, you notice they don't talk shit to each other.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
So like the universal
Yeah.
breakdancing like sports smack talk
Yeah.
is just like a
Yeah.
so every time they're just like when they're done they're like come and get it. it's the stupidest but funniest thing in the world.
It's like I know I'm going to come get it because my turn is next. Like they wrote my name down.
And the music, dude, the music choices for these songs
Are they bad?
They were awful. They were like I'm thinking like we need some like step up type
Yeah.
music, like some like electronic like
Were any of them songs you know?
No,
Or-
no.
So I
There's
wonder
a
if they get
DJ.
into like a royalty issue.
They
You know what I
probably
mean?
did, but as soon as someone says something about the Olympics, they would be like, "Oh yeah, use my song."
Well, yeah, possibly, but potentially either way, the money is owed because there's publishing companies involved, and there's a lot more to it than just saying like you're welcome to use it for free.
Well, they definitely got their money's worth because they had most of the people the last couple days were watching that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe it's tough to lock in like some DJ Khaled or something.
Do you know it was so bad that it's not even? It's already announced that it's not coming to 2028
Just
Olympics.
give it one try.
Give it one try, and it was like, nope.
What's so weird to me is how sports come and go, and there's a chance that there's like people that like a lot of these people train their whole life. And there's people that have been training their whole life and they keep watching their sport like come and go. And like when there's going to be a certain age where they're in their prime and that sport may or may not be a competitive option in the Olympics by the time it rolls around.
Yeah. And they're also taking out boxing.
Are they all together?
Yeah.
That's how you solve that situation. It's just gone.
Taking out boxing. They're adding in baseball and softball.
Really?
Yeah.
That's coming. That's like been in and out, right? Like that.
It used to be.
Yeah.
And then they had the weird rule where no MLB players could play for Team USA.
So if they bring it back, will they get?
Who knows? I hope.
Because like the NBA got to play. We got to see LeBron and Steph Curry and all these guys.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine there's a bunch of no names and they're like, "Oh, USA lost." We're like, "Well, no."
That's how it was, dude. It was a bunch of minor leaguers and college kids.
Well, you got like the Savannah Bananas out there,
Pretty
like,
much,
trying
man.
to do the thing.
Dude, they got it. Speaking of Savannah Bananas, they got a TV deal.
Dude, how have they blown up so much? Like, I don't even know how I know who they are, but
It's
I do.
circus baseball, man.
It's crazy.
It's circus baseball. It's got different rules. Like if you step out of the batter's box, it's a strike.
Dude, somebody commented on my live golf video and they said it's the Savannah Bananas of golf.
That is funny.
I'm like, dude, stop. I'm not gonna like the comment, but I'm gonna laugh at it because it was written funny. I don't agree, but it still made me laugh.
It's definitely not. I would think the match is more like Savannah Bananas.
Yes.
That's how you would equivalate that.
Speaking of, and we're not going to talk a bunch about it. Speaking of live golf, I got something really exciting going on next week.
You want to talk about it?
I can't talk a lot about it.
Oh, you actually can't.
But all I can say is that there's a very good possibility that I will be reuniting with a one Bryson DeChambeau
That is awesome.
for some very exclusive video content. Bryson DeChambeau, DansGolfWorld, and SI Golf. I think Sports Illustrated's kind of putting the whole thing together. I don't know. I don't know a lot about it. I can't share much, but that could be going down in like 1 week.
That's badass.
Yeah. So
You're going to be moving, man. You got this week, next week.
I know, dude. We're just jamming around.
Couple of weeks, we got Live Chicago.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be at Live Dallas as well. It's their tour championship. Like I want to be there for it. I mean, it's kind of a big deal.
You're moving, man.
Dude, I'm all over the place.
You're moving.
What am I going to do?
Yeah, it's
Whatever.
we have a final medal count.
Do we?
Yeah, official.
Just tell me right now. Did we beat Australia?
Yeah.
Okay. Go on. Please continue.
Gold leaders.
Yes.
USA, us with 40, China with 40. So we tied with China. And Japan had 20. That was the top three.
Okay.
And then total
the tiebreaker, we'll call it the overall medal count. Because if we're in a tie, gold, 40 and 40. Mm-hmm. Some people say that only golds count. I disagree. I think every medal counts.
Yeah.
It's about being the best in the world collectively at a variety of sports and events and disciplines. But either way, where are we at there?
Team leaders.
Yes.
USA 126.
Boom. We win.
China 91.
We won.
Great Britain 65.
Goodbye.
And I have a question for you. I want your opinion on this.
All right.
Since USA has 126 medals,
Yeah.
do they win the Olympics?
Yes.
Yes. Or is it every individual who won at the Olympics? Or do you think people look at it like the athletes, do they think that since we have the most medals, we won? Or do you think it's a collective, like whoever won?
It is simple. Every other country that didn't win would agree collectively as all of them that there is no winner. However, the country that did win, which is the USA, would agree that they totally won.
So we whooped them.
I mean, why are there medal counts posted constantly? What's the point of it then? Why do we just let's ignore it? Let's just post like, oh, you won backflips in the gymnasium thingy thing. Just post that one thing. Like what medal counts start day one.
Yeah.
Like bing, first medal count. Like why would you say it doesn't matter if you're counting like every waking moment of the entire thing? Don't do a count if it doesn't matter. It matters.
Do you know what stat they should start doing? if they want to, like, if they have it more like a team, they should have a percentage of athletes to medals.
Ooh.
Like, say we have 2 track or 3 or 4 track guys, and they're in the finals. 3 of them get medals, or 2 of them get medals. Whatever that average is, they had 4 people, 2 people got it, 50%. Say that's the first event, and then it just starts moving for everyone once the games move forward and stuff like that. That should be the true.
What's really interesting too, and this is a number that probably exists somewhere in the depths of the internet. As we know, a lot of people are natively from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
They live in the U.S. They train in the U.S. They spend their life in the U.S. and then go represent another country in the Olympics. I respect it.
Isn't that what Tom Kim did?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Tommy Fleetwood, same thing. Like whatever. Like all these guys, John Rahm, whatever. How many medals in the medal count came from U.S. based people as well?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like, okay,
it's a lot.
My take on that is, like, I understand, like, if you're from that country or you got citizenship with that country, but if you live in America, like, you should be playing for the U.S., man.
I don't judge anybody.
I'm not judging either.
I would just like to know the number.
I would love to know that number.
It'd be a phenomenal number.
Because there's a lot of people who don't make, or no, I think once you declare which one you're qualifying for, you can't flip.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I lost in yours, but here, let me go run over and do that other one quick.
Yeah. And
like I vacation there a bunch, so.
Yeah, I go there like once every 5 years. I got a citizenship there.
Whatever. Who cares? The Olympics is over. I'm sad.
Yeah, me too. I love it. Winter Olympics in 2 years, man. You get to watch your curling.
Yes, dude, my guy, Schuster. Dude, I've been looking for a Schuster jersey for years. Tough to find.
If anyone can find one, let us know.
Yeah, if you got an in on a Schuster jersey, I've been a big fan for a long time. And there's something about those guys, man. I'm telling you what, like, they appear like they just got dropped off out front from their wives, and they're like, got a few hours away. There's like a sitter watching the kids, and they're playing some curling. They're the best on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
But they just have this like appearance that like they got work in the morning and they just had to swing by. They got to be out of here by like, 10 before the rink closes. Like,
those guys blow my mind that they still work a regular job and still compete for the Olympics. That's nuts.
Well, and it's like to think that like,
grit.
Your buddy at work takes a little time off and comes back with a gold medal, but he's still like, down at the mill. You know what I mean? Like working his station when the bell goes off.
That's called grit.
That is grit. It really is.
That's grit right there, man.
There's not a big, market or prize pool for these, elite curling athletes.
No.
And I think it's unfair.
Yeah, there needs to be like a pro curling championship or like a tour.
Yeah, like who was that snowboarder? Shaun White. Shaun White. Like, there's no way he went back to the mill. You know what I mean? Like, this dude, he's winning everything. I'm sure he lives in a gigantic house.
Oh,
Has
you know
a
what
wonderful
he did, though?
life.
You probably don't know what he actually used to do with like X Games and stuff. So in the winter, he's snowboarding.
Yeah.
But in the summer, he's skateboarding.
Yes.
And the reason why he got so good at skateboarding, and when he's going over the like half pipe, he's flying up there, it's because of snowboarding.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm quite sure he's not going back to some regular, normal, hardworking person's job. He wins gold medals and then probably, I don't know, goes to some pool with Dan Balzerian and 700 women. I don't know what
I'll tell you something, though. I'll be honest, that was kind of a bad representation because that's the biggest snowboarder in the world.
Yeah, it is. I know. I'm just saying that certain sports have a way bigger fan base and lead to way more money.
Oh, yeah.
And curling is not one of those.
No. But I would like to see some more X Games type, what are they called? X Games type games it's not games, but whatever it's called, in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Breakdancing is kind of part in that.
Yeah.
In that X Games. I would love to see like, not like a NASCAR, like an F1 race.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Pickleball's got to be coming, right?
Dude, pickleball's been taking over golf courses.
It's got to be coming. Like I don't know. I don't look into anything. I don't research anything. I just feel like there's a very strong possibility we see that at the next Olympics.
Country clubs.
How's there not?
Country clubs that added pickleball.
Yeah.
are making more money off of pickleball than they are on their golf course.
Dude, Olympia Fields just put out, it was like a big thing like a year or two ago that they have heated pickleball courts. You can play all year round.
Heated pickleball courts?
Yeah.
Like outside?
Yeah. It's a big deal.
I mean, well, it's not like tennis where you need a tennis, you can't really have a roof over you. Pickleball, you could definitely have a roof. You could do it in a gym.
You could play in the living room.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Dude, pickleball's taken off.
I've never played it before.
Dude, I used to play pickleball in middle school.
That was a thing then?
It was like for gym, it was one of our units. We would play pickleball and we would play
unit.
Yeah, unit. It was one of our gym units. We would have a tournament every year. You would be randomly partnered with someone, and it's usually guy girl.
Did you guys have square dancing?
Yeah.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Do they? Is that still a thing?
I'm not sure.
Okay. It was like that. I think it was wonderful because you're at a young age and you have to like hold a girl's hand and like dance and all that. It was terrifying but like fun. You're like, oh, it's like crazy weird. Like I think that is probably one of the greatest parts about it is it's like forcing young boys and girls like to like actually interact and not like play on opposite sides of the playground and stuff. But it is without a doubt the most useless form of dance to teach somebody because you're not going to use it ever again in your life. Like, why are we doing this?
No, and you know what else is fun? Like, since we're kind of talking about gym class, when you talk about like girls and guys actually like both participating.
Yeah.
I saw that when I was in high school, when you get to pick your classes finally.
Yeah.
When you're in gym and you pick like, I used to go in that like strength and conditioning class where you're actually kind of like working out and stuff during class.
Oh yeah.
The girls that would join the class, they're all down for that. Like they signed up for that. That's what they wanted to do, and they were awesome. But then you get to your regular gym classes, it seems like the girls just don't want to do anything.
The great divide is back,
and it makes me laugh so much because it's something that's happened literally for decades. It's like they don't want to participate.
No.
And it's pretty eye-opening and realizing that that's still going on.
I just wish more people would get out and utilize all that square dance training.
I loved it, man.
It's great. Have you ever gone as an adult?
No.
No.
I go to clubs.
And
I jump around.
You dance in all sorts of shapes, not just square.
No, I take a little bit out of ray gun and I just start moving.
Yeah. Wow. I just spaz out on the floor and flop like a fish. It's fine. Everybody's into it. I get a lot of attention.
Everyone loves my seizing worm.
Dude. All right. We might as well finish catching up on St. Jude. We touched on it a little bit. We do have, I would say, well, okay, our top 5 looks a lot like the Olympics.
It literally is the Olympics.
It literally is. Because, obviously FedEx Cup points align pretty closely with world golf rankings.
Yeah.
I'll go through them quick here. And in reverse order and counting down, our Mr. Wyndham Clark, number 5 in FedEx Cup points. Colin Morikawa, 4. Rory, roars, if you will, number 3. Xander Souffle, as I like to call him, number 2.
Saucy.
And speaking of cooking souffles, the chef, Mr. Scotty Scheffler, by far and wide, number 1.
Oh, by far. And do you know what's sad, though? Xander is by far in 2.
Yeah, it's crazy. What crazy. It really has been a crazy year to see. I mean, these 2 powerhouse players really reach this new pinnacle in their career at the same time. It's made for fun.
Who do you think's going to win? The whole thing, whole playoff.
This is unfair. Here we go. About to make some terrible takes and probably ruin someone's chances. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick somebody. So for 2 reasons, to make sure that
you don't win.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick Wyndham Clark because there's no way he's winning, and I don't want to ruin my guy's chances. And I'm afraid to even say his name because I feel like we are just a big giant jinx.
I've made a shit ton of money off of fading your guys' bets.
Dude.
I've made more money betting than what Dan pays me to be here. You know what? I have a confession to make.
What?
Dan doesn't pay me. Isn't that some bullshit, Dan's Golf World fans?
You don't pay him?
You know what, dude? We negotiated a very respectable deal. Housing and board and he can drink on the job. I didn't feel that much more compensation was needed. And now here I am discussing private details of his work life on the show.
You told him you could drink on the job? You're the reason? You're the cause?
Okay. I didn't say he could. I just didn't particularly tell him not to. I thought it would make the show a little more interesting, and it has.
Okay.
It's getting a little out of control.
He was good for a week.
I thought we were going to be more like The View, or, maybe having a Chardonnay now and then. Now it's turned into an episode of Jackass, whatever. It's fine.
Hey, that's one of my favorite shows growing up.
It's one of the greatest shows of all time.
I love Jackass.
There's nothing better. Talking about Steve-O. Who would have ever thought we'd have the Steve-O we have today? Who knew?
He's trying to get Bam. He's trying to get Bam all fixed up, man. It's just not working.
Did you? Okay. I cannot tell if this was a joke from the internet or not, but it seems like not. That Steve-O was going through all of the steps to get breast augmentation surgery. Because, and again, I'm going to be very careful when I talk about this. I think because he wanted to just see what it would be like. Like, it was just a Steve-O thing. It was just like
to have fake boobs?
Yeah, humongous. Like, humongous. And from what I saw on multiple podcast interviews, again, there were clips. They were on like TikTok or Instagram or something like that. That he was going full through with it. His deposit was paid. And there was something that came down to like the night before the procedure of Steve-O getting like some big old double Ds out of nowhere. That there was some hang up or some snag or some reason why it was determined through the medical professionals that he shouldn't go through with this. But it almost happened. Allegedly.
It had to be for something.
But it was on multiple podcasts of him saying.
He had to do it for like Jackass 6 or something.
That was never discussed. And again, I don't know if he was doing it for a goof or for like a life decision, if there was something he was like seeking to find, or if he just wanted to see how funny it would be. I don't know. But we almost got a wildly different Steve-O here in the recent past.
Oh, he is a wild boy.
He is without a doubt a wild boy.
Dude,
that's wild.
I think it's cool watching, like, have you seen the new one?
The new one, what?
Jackass?
I feel like I have. Well, how long ago was it?
A couple years ago.
Probably?
Or maybe even a year ago or something.
Ooh, maybe not. I used to watch all of them. I was obsessed.
So,
but, I don't watch. I don't watch.
Yeah, you don't watch nothing.
No.
It's so cool seeing all these guys. Like, they were, some of them heroin addicts, some of them just straight up just addicts.
Yeah.
They're all cleaned up.
It's wild.
Except for the one person they didn't bring back was Bam. And that's because he's not cleaned up.
And they didn't get Ryan done in time. Tragedy.
No, that was one of the reasons that sent Bam over the edge. Yeah. And then his uncle, remember Vito?
Yeah.
He died too.
Oh, Don Vito. I mean, Lord rest his soul.
Oh, yeah.
But, dude, back in the Viva La Band days,
I loved that
he looked
show.
like he was going to die like any episode. He had like his one eye like pointing that way.
Dude, my favorite. It sounded like Donnie from, was it Wild Thornberries?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a kid's show. You
okay.
But my favorite episode of that show is when, you remember the episode when he builds a skate park inside of his house?
Yes.
And like Tony Hawk shows up, and then you have April, his mom, like, what's going on here? Come on, Bam.
Hey.
Phil, do something.
I love the one where he took her like PT Cruiser or whatever it was and got it all tricked out and put like one of these like shifters like up here in it, like it was just insane.
Or he put the alligator in the house.
Oh, dude, that was wild. They were also wild boys, but the Viva La Bam style.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. You asked me my pick for the week. I'm terrified to say who my pick is because I don't want to be the doom, the end, because dude, we've got nothing right yet.
No,
nothing.
We haven't even been close.
Not even like a little close.
I mean, we were close with Schauffele, but he just kind of fell off the last round of the Olympics.
Yeah. Again, we weren't even close.
We need to study more, man.
I feel like we tried.
Because if we actually bet, you know how much money we would freaking lose?
Oh, all of it.
Yeah.
We would just be like on a terrible run.
We would be recording this podcast on the street.
We would be.
Which actually might be entertaining.
You know what? Change up the environment. Maybe our picks will get better.
Maybe.
I don't know. All right, Josh. We've covered a ton. Anything else going on golf news-wise coming from the DansGolfWorld.com website? What do you got?
Well, we started doing something new. If you guys haven't seen already on TikTok, we've started on-course challenge videos where we do it depends on which one. Usually it's a three-hole match.
All right. So for those who maybe have or haven't seen it, this is the way it goes. I love golf. I do. You know this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always win at golf. It's a tough game. So I have been on a journey to discover a game within golf that I can win. So we keep making up these wild 3-hole challenges with completely made up rules, depending on like what clubs you can use or anything like that. And I have not won any of these yet either, but I'm determined to find it. So I am asking you at home, if you have an idea for a 3-hole challenge, send it in, comment it, DM, whatever you got to do. If there's a game that you think is fun and we should give it a try, send it my way.
And I got a challenge.
You've got a challenge. How many holes?
3 holes.
That's that. You know what I mean? That's been the number so far.
The EIC and the DGW Classic. The Civil War.
Okay. So again, let's update the audience at home as well here. Josh is the host of another podcast called Every Inch Counts. You're talking about a cross podcast showdown.
Yep.
Your show, Every Inch Counts, versus the host of this show,
Yep.
Dan's Golf World.
Let me give you the rules for.
Okay.
We could do it best 2 out of 3 different type of matches. I could bring guys. I got guys.
Oh, you're bringing guys.
I got guys.
He's bringing backup.
I got backup.
He's got heat.
Dude, heat. But here are the rules for me versus you.
Okay. What do you got?
Only even clubs.
Okay.
So
9 irons out, 7 irons out.
2, 4, 6, 8 iron, 2, 4, 6, 8 woods, 2, 4, 6, 8 hybrids, 50s, 52s, 54s, 56, 58, and 60-degree wedges, and a putter. No driver, no 3-wood.
Wow. So you've just decimated my longest clubs, my driver and my 3-wood. I don't have a 2-wood. I don't have a 4-wood. My next longest club would be like my 4 hybrid. So
Same here.
Okay. All right.
Ha ha ha. Nothing hits harder than an ex-reality TV star and an ex-viral TikToker competing it out on the course. I'd beat both of your asses using my damn putter. But Dan has me trapped in this dungeon of a studio.
Come on, man.
Trapped? I give you this wonderful home to call yours. You get privacy for a few brief hours a night when I'm not up here slaving away editing. And you call it trapped. You are an ungrateful son of a bitch. You know that?
Wow. I'll tell you something, though, Dan. I know you're busy. I'm not saying let's do this week. Not saying next week. Let's build it up a little bit. Let's talk some shit.
Give me some time to shop for some even number clubs. My God.
You know.
Like, hey, have you seen my 6-wood?
I'm going to pull out an 8-wood.
Dude. I'm in. I accept. I accept the challenge.
Bet.
You have thrown down the gauntlet.
Next rule.
Okay. Hold on. I retract my acceptance if we're adding rules. Go ahead.
I get 2 strokes, a hole.
Every single hole?
Or what do you think? You know my skill.
Okay.
You know my skill.
You know what? Okay.
Or give me 1.
Or maybe it's sort of like the shorter the hole, the less the stroke. So maybe like it's
par 3, give me 1.
Right. And then maybe on the par 5, you would get more. You know what I mean? Like, what if we do like you get 1, 2, 3 strokes for the 3, 4, and par 5 holes?
Okay.
Potentially.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, 3 strokes is a ton on a par 5.
No, I think I just need 2.
I was going to say.
Maybe because okay, so shout out to Bob Does Sports. I watch them a lot. I watch how they do it with
they do everything
Fat
great.
Perez.
Yeah.
I feel like my skill, I feel like I'm more like Bobby Fairways. Not that good. He usually gets one stroke for par 3s, 2 strokes for everything else.
Ooh.
Huh. And then once we get to when I bring the boys out, it'll be straight up.
Okay. In all of the 3-hole challenges, there's always a twist, right? We like to have a twist. If you win a hole, if you lose a hole, something happens. When we come back next week, I'm going to have a twist for you.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but that's generally my favorite part is the twist. So stay tuned.
It could be anything.
It could be
It couldn't
anything.
even be golf related.
It will be anything. So you better look out.
Oh, man.
Wow. The gauntlet's been thrown down.
Let's
Every
go.
inch counts versus Dan's Golf World Pod host in an even clubs only challenge.
The EIC versus the DGW. Or
Wow.
the DGW versus the EIC, whatever way it works.
Is Gizmo going to be out there sort of reporting live, or does he need to kind of remain here in his drinking lair?
That's up to you. You're the one that put him there.
Well, we'll see how he behaves. You know what? It's up to you. If you can get your shit together, maybe you'll find your way out of this dungeon, you call it, or prison or whatever.
We'll have to
Join
find
us
a
on
way
the
to
course.
strap you into the cart.
Or on top. One or the other. Some little goggles on, just flying around.
He looks like a pilot, like an old school pilot.
Dude, I can't handle it anymore.
I think we could put goggles on you, right? Yeah, we can.
I can't handle any of it. I got to go to Memphis. I'm loading up my car. I think I'm leaving tonight.
Really?
Yeah. I got to
no.
hit the road because I have to be there by tomorrow afternoon. Like, I have stuff.
What is that, like a 5-hour drive?
No, it's like 8. Without
Oh, because Memphis is east, right?
dude, it's all. And I'm driving because by the time I get a flight and then go to Chicago and fly there and then get a rental car and all that stuff, it's like an hour or two difference. And if I drive, I'm on my own time frame. So I'm getting in the car here shortly, and I'm hitting the road. I'm going to Memphis. I'm going to the week 1 of the FedEx Cup playoffs here.
So be ready for that content. That content's gonna be cool.
It's coming in hot.
We get a whole bunch of stuff. We get press releases. We get
Who knows?
we get encore stuff.
We
get
might
a lot of
have
stuff.
our next salty balls moment all over again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you do slap in the press booth,
Dude,
I'll
I
tell
go
you
for
something.
it. I am curious when the day comes when I get kicked out. I don't want it to happen, but I do feel like
You're
I'm
making
always-
a name for yourself.
I'm dancing that line. I put the Dan in dancing.
Yeah, you do.
That was terrible.
I just realized it like 2 seconds after I said something.
You're welcome. All right, folks. That is it for this week's Dan's Golf World Pod. We'll catch you again. Love you.